That's what I want for you guys today. So, welcome. This is your official welcome to the Hidden Gold Mine. Okay, this workshop is centered around activating your dormant audiences and converting your silent followers. So, we're going to be working together today for the next 90 minutes. I will introduce myself for those who don't know me. I know some people we've only chatted a little bit here and there, but my name is Elise Beckles. I'm the founder of the French Tutor, where we focus on helping French students get stronger in their reading comprehension. I also mentor and work with other education and service-based owners to take their businesses to the level and to the vision that they desire it to be. So you're in the right place if that is you, and we're going to hop right in, okay? So we're going to be, like I said, working together. We're not just looking and observing. We are all participants in today's workshop. So hang tight. Let's dive in. Okay, and just so I know everyone is seeing the screen. Yes? Beautiful. Okay. So here's what we're going to do in our workshop together. So by the end of our 90 minutes, you are going to be able to, number one, clearly identify your dormant audiences. So your audiences that are sleeping, that are ghosting you, that you're like, hey, I thought we hit it off. Where are you at? Okay, we're going to activate those people. We're going to craft together a powerful wake up campaign. Like I said, a lot of this workshop is going to be some doing involved, and that's going to be something for you to take away, and we're going to test it. Okay, we want you to test it and make it real for you. We're also going to create actionable next steps to activate your silent followers. I know I've shared with some people who worked with me directly or who've had conversations. People are lurking. They're looking at your stuff. Of course they're seeing it. Of course they're paying attention. But how do you get them to react? How do you get them to actually want to connect with you and inquire further about what you do? Or even better, to jump in and be a part of what you offer? That's what this is about. And then finally, by the end of the 90 minutes, you're going to have a ready to launch activation message for immediate results. I don't believe in the maybes of things. I want you to have immediate results, and we're going to tap into exactly how you do that. Okay, so who's pumped? Who's ready? I'm excited. I know a lot of you different time zones. I know it could be earlier, a little bit later, but I'm I'm feeding off of you guys today for sure. Okay, so what exactly is a dormant audience? Not everyone will use this term when it comes to the audiences that, they're not really hearing from, but that's how I've coined it. Okay, because there's two interesting pieces to this: dormant and audience. It kind of seems counter, like it's clashing, right? Because how is my audience people that are around and you're still on my friends list or you're still on my list of some sort or in my environment, but you're not saying anything? Okay? So dormant audience is a thing that everyone has I think, in their business. You'll even see your social media followers, right, guys? And they're people who've just stopped engaging. They're just existing. Okay. You'll sometimes see if you have different types of social medias, you might see a lot of views, but not as many likes. What does that mean? There's an audience, but they're not active. They're not engaging with what you're doing. Okay. A dormant audience could also be described as previous inquiries or discovery calls that didn't convert. Okay. That simply means that people who have maybe touched base with you before, or yeah, they got on a call with you, but it wasn't the time, or maybe it was a financial issue they had, or maybe it was people that they just weren't ready yet. Okay, they're not all the way convinced that the solution you offer is going to be for their child if you are an educator, or for them, if whatever service you offer. Okay. Or a dormant audience could be past clients who've gone silent. Okay. So sometimes we want people who are past clients to stay with us forever, but then sometimes they kind of fall off the wagon. Why does that happen? Well, today we're going to learn how to activate all of these people. Okay, all of these are dormant audiences. And at the end of the day, they are a gold mine waiting for reactivation. And I want to invite you into that understanding as we go through this workshop and as we go through this process. Okay, so let's talk about why activating dormant audiences is crucial. Often we can get, I would say, distracted by wanting the new, wanting the new, wanting the new. But that doesn't nurture or it doesn't kind of give, I would say, a little bit of honor to people who have supported us in the past. So activating them and reactivating them, I would always say is a good first step. Look around you first before looking outside or taking steps to find the new. Now, activating a dormant audience, they're easy to convert. They know you guys. They know you. Think of a friend or someone, an acquaintance who you haven't seen in a while. If you do happen to bump into them, it's easier to catch up. They're more familiar with you. So it is going to be an easier conversation. The skepticism, the not too sure, that doesn't exist. That barrier is already removed. Secondly, it's less expensive than acquiring new clients. If you're thinking it simply from a business metrics perspective, to get a new client, whether you are doing paid ads or whether you are putting in time, right? Use your time as value. It's less expensive than getting someone who would be brand new and where you have to spend a lot more for them to pay attention to you. Okay? And then finally, there is potential for immediate revenue boost without ad spend. So there are some education business and service-based businesses who have experimented with ad spend. And it's a whole other beast of advertising. And when you are looking for the ad spend, right? Usually that goal is to acquire someone new. Okay. So when you are looking at a dormant audience, it's really important to keep top of mind the cost involved in doing brand new versus people that already are in your ecosystem. Okay, so just some things for you to consider about why. So here's our first mini activity that we're going to do together. We're only going to take 2 minutes, okay? But I think it's important. As I said, we're doing a lot of implementation on today's call. So I want you, and maybe we'll give about 3 minutes because some people, it is their first time really thinking about their audience in this way. I want us to find, okay, your hidden gold mine. So I want you to take 2 to 3 minutes right now and write down your dormant audience segments. Some examples to consider, because everyone is going to have a different type of outreach or a different type of network setup. Think old emails. Think inactive social followers. So, like I said, people on your list that don't engage, but they're there. They haven't unfriended you. They're still in your ecosystem. Past leads. Okay, a lot of us are in Facebook groups, people who, may have reached out to you in your inbox, you responded, you never heard back from them. Even if you have tutored or worked with students in the past. Okay, so past clients, even. Okay, so take 2 to 3 minutes right now and write down your dormant audience segments. Hi, Vanessa, welcome.
Hey Elise, nice to see you.
You too. We're just getting started with one of our first implementation pieces. So it is very much focused on you right now, looking at your existing audience segment. So for everyone that will be different, but we're writing down what dormant audience segments we have. Dormant meaning silent. Ooh, is not interacting with us right now. Okay, 2 to 3 minutes. Thanks, Kevin. Okay, so just making sure you're writing down your dormant audience segments. And for those who maybe have a little bit more of a robust setup, so for me, I've done a pretty intentional build of my own email list. And guys, there's a couple thousand people on my email list. I'll tell you what, I promise you, not all of them are engaging with what I write. So even knowing that, right? So even knowing, okay, of my, let's say 5,000 people on my email list, my 500 people, my 50 people on my email list, how many people can I see open my emails? How many people can I see click through? So even within our, let's say we do have numbers and the numbers are high on something, how do we reach, okay, what we're working on today, how do we reach those that have gone silent? Okay. So is everyone written down? 2 to 3? Yes. Everyone has their 2 to 3. Good. Caitlin, I'm seeing some nods. Sharif, beautiful. Okay, fantastic. Emily's, are we good? Awesome. All right. So let's see what we do with that. Okay. So here is just because I always believe in frameworks, okay? We have to have a roadmap to how we fix the thing, okay? And in this case, we are reactivating people who have, in a way, not quite ghosted, but some have ghosted us, have gone silent. So here is the step-by-step framework. And I invite you to take notes of this, take screenshots, okay? Whatever is your preference. So, number one, you have to segment clearly. So when you're doing that process, who needs what message? Sometimes your audience, they are silent, guys, because you're not speaking to them. So it's like being in a room full of people and maybe you're only talking to the people in the front row. So segment clearly. Understand who needs what message. Secondly, a powerful hook. A powerful hook. Hook, think of what draws the person in. It has to consist of curiosity, urgency, relevance. Okay? Any one of these that are missing, it's going to not speak to the people you want to speak to. They have to be curious. There has to be a sense of urgency and it has to be relevant for them. That's your magic ingredient list. Thirdly, personalize strategically. If you have a parent that you've worked with in the past, I think it is more than okay for you, maybe instead of emailing them, maybe you text them. Personalize it strategically so that the people who you're speaking to get that, hey, this is for me. This person is reaching out to me and they actually care. Okay. Then, ideal timing and frequency. Sometimes our audience is ghosting us because it's too much. It's overload. Maybe I don't want to get an email every day from you. Maybe everything that you post, I don't want to sign up for a program every single day. So think about ideal timing and frequency. Now, majority of you, yes, all of you on this call are educators and service providers. So you know your environment. There's testing times coming up. There's report card season. There could be entrance exams. Okay? Think about when someone would want to hear from you. And guess what? We're going to talk about it today, but not everything that you send has to be about a program. It could just be a check-in. Hey, How's Johnny been doing on his math work? Hey, exams are coming up. Could Johnny use a extra worksheet? Okay, so we'll dig deeper into that. And then having a clear and irresistible call to action. We have to, as educators who are living in an online space, give people the instruction on what to do. We have to. Otherwise, it's just information and it could be the best offering ever, but you have not guided your audience into what step is needed in to get to you. Okay. What is the next step? What is the purpose of this? Reach out to me. Send me a DM. Leave your email. Comment this word. Okay. Call to action that's very, very clear. Okay. So let's look at our framework overview. Okay. You guys have written down your dormant audiences. So now this is just, and this is more, guys, like for you to take a snapshot, because I would want you to have this when you are going to be reaching out to your dormant audiences. This is just a little bit more of an elaborate explanation of each of your pieces. Okay. So very quickly, we're going to fly through these. All right. So identifying and segmenting. Okay. You have to know how to effectively separate your dormant audience into actionable segments. There's people I said maybe on your email list, maybe who've been following you for a while and haven't said anything. Understand everyone can't exist in one bucket. So you even starting to segment, okay? Starting to put people into different categories of who an audience is important. We have to identify it. Secondly, craft your hook. So we spoke about this. This is the key ingredient. There has to be psychological triggers. We're working very often with families and parents and children and students, and we have to speak to their inside. It has to be inside. Okay, so it's a combination of what's happening up here and what's happening in here. That's how you craft your hook. Personalization power, just expanding, like I said, on what we mentioned before. There are advanced personalization techniques that can happen without overwhelm. We're diving into it, okay, shortly. Timing and cadence, when and how often to communicate without appearing desperate. Guys, people can sense desperate energy. I promise. Okay? There's sometimes when we're kind of just throwing things at the wall. And there is a time, I think, as a business owner where you do that. But there comes a time as well where if if nothing is sticking, we gotta analyze kind of what's going on inside and from what energy are we operating from. Okay? Because when people just say, buy this program, buy this program, buy this program, it's now a little bit desperate and it's not really giving you the authority that you deserve to stand in. Okay? So we're learning today the timing and the cadence, what is appropriate, and everyone's audience that will look different. Some, I'm sure you work with some families, they love that daily update. They love the weekly touch point. But then there's some where it's like, you know what? Keep me posted on when something is coming up and we're in. So learn that and ask questions as well to your audience that can allow you to have those insights so that you aren't guessing. Okay. And then a clear and compelling CTA. So specific action oriented messaging. Okay. So that was just our review, a little bit more elaborate. So here's what I want to do now. I want to share with you guys a real case study and just to show you how this gets activated, how a silent list went to 3K in 48 hours. Okay. So true story. Here we go. So I had an email list of parents who previously expressed interest. What I teach guys is French reading, but for French immersion students specifically. So they had expressed interest in our French program, but never enrolled their children. So in our world, expressing interest, it's not it's not outbound. It's more inbound inquiries that would come. So sometimes I have forms that I have parents complete. Hey, if you're interested, complete this form. So that's explicit interest. You have completed your information. I have your email. I have permission to email you and to connect with you. But there was something, maybe the timing, it could have been clarity that just didn't have them enroll their children. So this list had become completely inactive. Talking no opens, clicks, engagements for 6+ months. Like I said, I have a pretty robust email list. And when the click through or the open rates drop, my email platform, I can see it, right? The data does not lie. So, what did I have to do? I had to, number one, clear audience segmentation. So when you guys, I know you didn't have the most time in the world, but when you are going to be doing a deeper dive into what your dormant audience looks like, this is a part of it. Identifying who in the audience is dormant. When you post something, for example, you may have 1,000 friends on Facebook. If only 40 people are liking something when it comes to you posting about your business, huh, okay, there's a dormant audience segment on here, especially if you know you have parents, past clients, some leads, some interested parties who are on your list. So identifying that is a key step. And for me, I had 70 parents who had inquired, but they did not book. Okay. So when you have your segments, you can tell, okay, this person came into my network, let's say January of this year. Okay. You can say, okay, this person enrolled in my email list February of 2024. So you have data that you could start to pile and bring together. Now, the pain point that was revisited, because like I said, these parents reached out to me. Like I didn't go fishing for them. And the pain point that I revisited was their children had anxiety, or there was anxiety from parents and children alike around the French reading skills that were declining or that were stagnant in their French immersion program. So it wasn't a matter of them not being clear on what service I offered or what it could do for their child, but revisiting the pain point, the reason for our initial connection was a key and is going to be a key for you guys as well. Step two, compelling hook. So I said, well, like I said, guys, I do my email list. I take it pretty seriously. So we got to go back to email because how they came into my network was through email. Now, the compelling hook, I had to make sure there was curiosity and urgency. So my email subject line that I used was still worried about your child's French? Open ASAP. Simple, but to a parent, like I said, who I was aware anxiety was the concern around their child's French reading, this trigger still worried. Oh my gosh, yeah, but my child's French, yeah, well, kind of open ASAP. I would open it. Don't know about you guys. I would open it. And then I did for step three, personalized messaging. So each message personalized with a parent's name. And you can do that. Sometimes it is manual work, guys. If you have any systems that have automations, include the name. It's always a nice touch. Okay. Hey, Sarah, notice it's been, this is an exact example. Hey, Sarah, notice it's been quiet since we last spoke about Jake's French reading. Quick question. Is Jake still needing some extra confidence and fluency? Literally, guys, plugging in the language they have used to you. Parents will tell you what they need. Do not reinvent the words. Do not reinvent what the need is. Speak that right back to them verbatim. So, knowing that Jake needed extra confidence and fluency support, I put it right back in the message to his mom. Then, now we are telling them what we offer. So, whatever it is that you offer, get in front of it. Okay. We've just opened. Now, this is like, wow. Hey, Sarah, just for you. We've just opened 5 spots in our Reading Accelerator group. Whatever program you offer, in my math program, in my STEM program. Okay. We've just opened this. And last round, Here's what happened. So give them a bit of a get hyped. Hype it up a bit, right? Say last round, kids jumped up an entire reading level in just 6 weeks, and I immediately thought of you. So whatever transformation happens in your programs in the service that you do, make sure that parents can connect to that and quickly. Do not give this, first of all, we don't have a lot of time to keep their attention. So in the short email, we got to punch hard. Okay. Because we know what benefit what we do, what the end result of us working with their children is. But you do have to bring them along the journey very often. Okay. And I immediately thought of you. Urgency, spots close in 48 hours. Hit reply if you're curious to learn more or secure Jake's place today. Are you guys seeing how this type of email, okay? It's very much conversational, right? You're not saying, "Hello, Sarah. It's Elise from the French tutor, and we are having a program starting in April." Like that kind of speak and that kind of formality in the education space and how we're communicating with people, it's over. So we've got to be, we've opened 5 spots, whatever your program can hold, but having a small number like that really, it's like, oh, I got to get one of the 5. Okay, so let's see what happened with this. So, step 4, ideal timing and frequency. Now, this is an interesting one because over the years, I've just seen this look different for everyone. Everyone has a different audience response, and days of the week it can differ. So I'm not going to say this is foolproof, but I am going to say sometimes you do have to test what days of the week you observe your audience responding more, and even, guys, times of the day. Okay. There's people who will test a weekend email and does really well. And there's others who are like, no, my audience is not opening an email on the weekend. So know your ideal timing and frequency, but I would also say get to find it out. We've got to test, you got to put things out there in order to get results and data that supports what your ideal timing is. Okay. So for me, I sent this email on a Sunday evening. I had high parent responsiveness on a Sunday evening. Now, for me, I can just make some educated guesses and say, okay, that's kind of the prep day for the school week and the work week ahead, maybe a little downtime on Sunday evening after dinner. Oh, let me just see what's going on. High response rate. Okay. Then I sent one short follow up reminder 24 hours later. So now this is a Monday. Okay. Step 5, clear, irresistible call to action. This is what happened. Hit reply instead of complicated sign up forms. It works very well. For those who do sequences and who send more than one email to promote the one thing, you can mix in sign up forms, but then one of your emails have to be simple as a hit reply. Okay, sometimes a form to click it for the parent who may or the person who's not as engaged, that's not a driver for them. They want as less friction as possible. Reply, oh, I can do that. Hit the reply button. Okay. Now, the email open rate, these are the results, jumped from 0%, 0 is dormant, to 72%. Keeping in mind as well, I only sent it to that small group of people. Remember, it wasn't an email wide list. It was to the small group who I could see had not been responding or engaging. The reply rate was 22 replies from 70 messages. So in email conversion world, that's a 31% response rate because of all of the elements I've just mentioned. Now the calls booked, because often as educators, a lot of, some people, it depends what exactly your program is. Some people, it's easy for them to make a decision and just purchase off of what they see. Others, and most parents, want to have a call, a discovery call. Okay, what are the details? Make sure I have the schedule right. Yeah, I want to feel comfortable again with you on a call or for the first time. And 10 discovery calls were booked within 48 hours. Now, the immediate revenue. This was a kind of a lower ticket program for me, but we closed 5 spots at $600 in 2 days. Okay. And that was generating $3,000 from a previously silent list in just 48 hours. So showing you guys the potential. Everyone offers something different, but just showing you when you are kind of when you're looking at what I call your low-hanging fruit, people that already exist around you, okay? There is great potential in that. And here's why it works. The hyper relevant messaging and personalized urgency. Hyper relevant. Let's get away from the fluff. We've got to get away from the fluff. Okay, hyper relevant. Yes. I know, like I said, there's different timings of what each of you do where there's relevance. Be relevant for your audience. Secondly, I clearly spoke to the emotional needs. Get get in here with your audience. Get in here. Okay? And it was extremely easy reply mechanism. Don't make it complicated. I don't want to fill out a form. Especially on the first attempt to kind of get me back in your mix. I don't want to fill out a form. Talk to me. Okay? Yes, Vanessa.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hey, I have two questions that are
Yes.
relevant to this, if I
Yes.
can. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. So my first question is, so for the plugging in of like the actual names of the children, it looks like you put in like the name of the child. You had to do that all manually, I guess, for all those 70. Okay, just wanted to double check that.
There,
Um,
it depends though. Okay. So it depends what CRM system you have. Not
yeah.
everyone has, yeah, there is a way I can, because I have on a lot of my forms, what is your child's first name? I
Okay.
do have a lot of clients, their children's first name, which is how I can do that. But I would say
Amazing.
even, yeah, if it has to be manual, it does make a big difference, regardless. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Um, Yeah, someone's asking what email program you use. I know I use ConvertKit and I can just put the first name of the parent. But
Yes. So I have ConvertKit, but I also use Go High Level,
okay,
which is a very robust, it's like a CRM system. So it's not, yeah, ConvertKit, guys, has now rebranded to Kit. I'm sure if you search ConvertKit, you will still see it, but it's pretty robust, and if you even just browse YouTube or check out anyone who's doing emails in a real way, ConvertKit it's kind of dominating what the offering is. Yeah. Yeah.
okay. And then I just had another question, if that's
Mhm.
okay,
Of
about
course.
the urgency. So what if, like for me right now, so I'm not working with children directly anymore. I'm working with parents. So what if, like, I don't really have a sense of real authentic urgency? Like, what can I do? I guess it has to be authentic urgency to say like there are 5 spots that ends at this time. What if it's just an ongoing program?
So I would say us as business owners, we create the urgency, meaning there is a reason. So you're expand a bit. You're coaching parents how to teach their kids or coaching parents in the subject itself.
So now I'm basically teaching parents basic French skills and giving them ongoing support for homework and things like that. So it's a program. It's more of a self-guided, self-paced like product, a program that they're
Cool.
sorry.
So would it be like live lessons? Like they
No, it's not live. It's all pre-recorded lessons with very minimal like assistance in the sense that there's no like Zoom calls or anything. It's just through a Facebook group and instant chat and things like that. So that's the extent of my support with them, and everything else is lessons, pre-recorded lessons that they have access to and resources.
okay,
So
so
the
more like you're
sorry, go
selling
ahead.
a uh it's a course.
Yeah, so I guess
Essentially.
it's not really a service anymore. It's more like a product.
Yeah. So I would say there's still ways, and we can play around with it today. I'm going to share with everyone a document. We're going to have a working like document everyone's going to have access to. You and I, maybe during that time, we can powwow on it because it would be the same concept. It's just language changes. Because,
Okay.
uh, like I said, we have the power to create the urgency. So you might say, yeah, there's 5 spots left for the month. I don't know how the program runs, but only offering this to five parents for the spring season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, but we
Yeah.
can we can workshop it one on one when everyone is working on theirs. We can
Cool. Okay.
yeah, dive a little deeper. Okay, beautiful. All
Thank you.
right. So here's what I'll also say because some of you may be on the call, you're not saying it, but you're like, man, Elise, I only have a small audience. You're talking about thousands on the email list. I have 20. But the whole point is a small audience, the number is not what it's about. Even a small inactive audience
So he's
segment
the
can
sorry.
rapidly convert, okay? When there is the pieces, the ingredients we mentioned before. Okay. And that happens through targeted, personalized, and action focused reactivation campaigns. Okay. Any questions so far? I want to make sure everyone is following, everyone gets what's going on. We're going to dive a little further shortly. We're okay. Perfect. All right. So now, guys, is the time. Let's build your personalized reactivation campaign right now. We're going to do it right now. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to share with all of you, okay, a Google Doc. Now, here's what I want you to do with the Google Doc because we're all going to be on the same document. I want you guys to make a copy. Okay. I'm going to paste it in the chat. Okay. And I want you, first of all, to let me know that you can access it. And secondly, make a copy. Okay. So look in the chat. Beautiful. Make a copy so everyone is not having a wonky experience with people writing over their content. So make a copy, and I'm going to go through that with you. Then we're going to have about 10 minutes to get your campaigns. Because by the end of this call, like I said, I want you to be able to plug and play and reactivate some people who have gone a little bit silent on you or ghosted. Beautiful. So everyone's making a copy. Very good. So on this document, you're going to see a couple elements that I'm going to fly through, but then you're going to do the work to plug in what is applicable to you. So, as we discussed, the first part is an intention grabbing hook. That's part one on all of your documents. This is where you're going to keep this, okay? Immediately grab attention by being direct, unexpected, and intriguing. So I want you all, and everyone has their own style. Okay. What I do invite you to maybe try out is a style that doesn't feel all the way like what you would say, but what we're trying to do is shock and interrupt our audience that is asleep. Okay. So just keep that in mind. Doesn't always have to feel like, oh, this sounds like me, but whoa, this person reacted and responded because something felt different about what you were saying. So there are 3 kinds. Okay, I know there's different personalities on this call. Direct and intriguing. Hey, Elise, notice you've been quiet. I'm curious. Are you still looking to achieve whatever outcome they told you it was? This, I would say, guys, works very well for direct messages or even a short email. Okay, or text message. Friendly and warm. Hi, Elise. It's been a while. I was just thinking about our previous conversation on uh, getting better fluency for your daughter in French. How's that going? Okay. Bold and provocative. Haley's. Okay, you guys know your audience. Who can handle this? Ready for some tough love? ignoring reading skills, ignoring French reading skills won't make it disappear. Dot, dot, dot. Good news. I've got a solution. Like I said, it's bold and provocative. Choose what works for you. Secondly, empathy and specific relevance. So clearly show that you know exactly who they are and why your message matters to them. Gone are the days where the generic and where, like I said, we're going to show up and say what everyone else is saying and hope that someone can please see, like, I am the best decision. I do such good work. You just don't know it yet. Gone are those days. We have to come from a place of the why you. Why is what you're saying? Why does it matter to the audience you're saying it to? So, once again, empathy statements, plug and play this. I get it. Life gets busy. And this is for someone who you've spoken to. I get it. Life gets busy. And sometimes our goals take a back seat, but deep down, I know Johnny can really become the French speaker that we know you're desiring him to be. Let me know if that still matters to you. Relevant and personal. Hey, last time we connected, you mentioned Susie really wanting to get better at her English writing. Is this still a priority for you? Because I've created something specific to tackle that. It could be, guys, the exact thing you've been offering, but remind them, hey, I remember you and I do the thing that you need support with. Okay? Reactivation line. This one is very much, once again, I would say it's a little bit more bold, okay? Because you're calling them out directly. Say, hey, if you're ready, or like, if if Susie's ready to finally be able to speak French with other children at her grade level, this is your moment. Okay. Then part three is your irresistible, clear, and easy call to action. So always end your message. Like I said, give them something to do. Otherwise, it's, oh, great message, great email. Next. So easy reply option, low friction. Don't give them much, much work in the next step. Just reply yes, and I'll share all the details immediately. Okay. Direct booking link. That's an option, but it's very assertive. Grab a quick spot here. A lot of you have your calendar links. Whatever, however you set that up, let's finally get blank sorted. Okay, give them your calendar, and guys, make sure it's up to date. Yeah, and then have them book in. Curiosity and urgency. Hit reply now if you're curious. I only have 3 spots available this week, and I thought of you first. Okay, so here I wanted to give you guys 2 options for a fully customized, I call it the wake up message. This is your wake up campaign. Your audience is sleeping. Let's wake them up. First one. Hey, Jessica, it's been a minute, hasn't it? A quick check in. How's Sam doing with French reading comprehension these days? Obviously, guys, fill in your blanks. If he's still finding it tricky, I've got a new program specifically designed to skyrocket confidence and fluency in just a few short weeks. So, whatever your program is, guys, this is how you're positioning it. New program, they may have heard about it before. I'm sure over time, some things that you do evolves. So just get them back in the conversation with you. Spots are limited. Okay, it has all the elements. Just reply yes. Off you go. Now, there's a more of a badass version, is how I position this one. Okay, there is a way to be a lot more bold and in marketing speak, those who get attention, it's because you're saying something, could be the same as everyone else, but you're saying something differently. So this is how, and I said test it with your audience. Sometimes you just got to be a little bit different how you come across. So hey Laura, quick real talk moment. Okay. Are you really okay watching Emma struggle with French reading another term? Didn't think so. Guys, this is so, as the parents on the call, how would you feel reading this? It's like, what? It's kind of like, wait, what? But at the same time, it's like, yeah, I wouldn't feel comfortable. So we're thinking about having a direct conversation, but at the end of the day, you're an educator and your goal is to create positive impact. And sometimes a tough love is necessary. So here's the good news. Okay, you crack the code on XYZ, whatever you do. And I thought of Emma immediately. Wow. So this felt really tough, but I'm thinking of your child when it comes to what I do. Okay. But fair warning, I'm busy. Okay. You got urgency. I'm booked and busy. It's about to be the last term before school ends. Reply ready now. Okay. All right. So here's your action item. I want you, you've all made your copies by now. I want you to choose your hook. Okay, so work on your template on your screen. Choose your hook. Okay, personalize the empathy statement. I gave you guys all the pieces. And then finally, add your CTA. We're literally going to take 10 minutes. Okay, and even if you feel more comfortable, like if you see mm, the examples, okay, on your page and you want to fill in those blanks, feel free to do so. But take 10 minutes. Okay, and then at 10 minutes, we're going to have some live feedback. Okay, so take 10 minutes, Vanessa. Hopefully I saw you just hop back in. So you and I, any questions, guys, on this? We're going to get live feedback in 10 minutes, but right now we're just taking the time to customize our own wake up message for our wake up campaign. Yeah, and Vanessa, as you can see, I know you just hop back in, but as you can see, a lot of these pieces it would still apply because it's a course. It's learning uh learning resources that you're selling. Uh it sounds like yeah, a self-guided course that parents would do.
Yeah, it's a self-guided course. There is like a 3 month timeline. Like there is like a sense of accompaniment for like 3 months, but then there's also a sense of like you have lifetime access. So if you don't finish it in the 3 months, like it's still yours and you can revisit the lessons and the resources as your child grows type of thing. But I did make it so that there is like a timeline. So there's a sense of like accompaniment and support. Just not like obviously like with the students like on Zoom and things like that.
Beautiful. And do they have any like direct access to you?
Yeah, yeah. So there's a Facebook group and they
Good.
have access in there or like instant messenger like on Facebook and email, just that kind of access.
Awesome. So that's fantastic. So yeah, I would say, a lot of these filling in the blanks would still apply for you, just given that you know what they're looking for. Obviously, their goal is probably is it learn French?
Their goal is to become more confident with French basics so they can feel more confident supporting their child and being a support at home.
Got it. Okay, beautiful. So I would say, yeah, take a look at the doc,
Okay.
okay? Because I think the challenge only comes for people who aren't aware of what their audience is in need of. Like if you're more just so a beginner, you're like, well, what exactly do you need? But hey, you know exactly the outcome,
Mhm.
what of what they've told you. So just
Mhm.
plug it in.
Well, it's like I guess a little ambiguous in the sense that some parents straight out come and say like, yeah, I would love to learn like how to read. I would love to learn some basics for reading. I'd love to be able to understand some basic French, and others don't know that that's maybe what they need. So it's more like, oh, I just want to support my child, and they don't directly come out and say, I want to learn basic French so I can support my child.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
So maybe then you keep it, I mean, for you, it may be a mix of messaging. Not everyone may get the same messaging. Those who you're very clear on, they had wanted to support their child in French, or even you can keep it as generic as that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Say, hey, I'm curious. Are you still looking to support your child with learning French through you learning French or however you want to term it? Okay. Say, yeah, I get it. Or last time we connected, you mentioned you wanted to actually be able to support with homework for the first time. Is that still a priority for you? Because I created something specifically to tackle that
Mhm.
and just have a new conversation with them.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Anyone else? 5 more minutes. And then we're going to get some live feedback for what you've written so far.
I'm so sorry, I was in and out. Are we just fully writing like an email right now and
Yes,
personalizing it? Okay.
yes. So you can, hopefully, you've copied the doc.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good. And
Okay.
then you can fill in the blanks for you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Emily. So many Emily's. Oh, that should be a record. Most Emily's on a workshop ever. Okay, so who thinks, I mean, kinda don't want to rush you guys on this, but I do want to make sure everyone take a couple more minutes, take 3 more minutes, but I want to make sure everyone gets a chance to get the feedback. And like I said, I'm encouraging you to potentially choose a way. Don't forget. Good, Em, you ready? Okay. Don't forget, don't always sit in the comfort zone of the messaging. Remembering it's time to wake your audience up. If you are a gentle soul and the way you speak is gentle, that's how they know you. They're gonna keep sleeping. Okay, yeah, it's Elise again. Oh, it's Emily again. But if you're like, wait, is this Emily? This is Emily Jensen who sent this to me, saying, ready for some tough love, right? So that's how we have to think about reactivation campaigns. Slap them awake. Your audience needs what you offer. Let's get them awake. Throw some cold water on them. That's what this is. Okay, so I'm happy to keep working if you need to, but Emily, did you want to share what you've come up with? I'm happy to, yeah, have you read it
Do you
out.
want me to read it or share it to the like share a link? What's easier?
I would say, yeah, let's do both.
Okay,
Let's give everyone a visual and then we can also,
I just did it at the bottom.
okay, perfect.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay, I requested access. Okay, so Emily, while you're doing that,
Thanks.
let everyone know what you teach.
Yeah, so I teach mainly middle school math and okay, you should have it now.
Okay, just do a little refresh. Okay, so this is going to our, and also let us know. Are we seeing Emily's page, guys? Are we seeing Mrs. Emily Teaches? Can you see it? What I'm sharing?
Yeah, I can see it.
Good.
I
So
can
we're
see.
seeing yours. Good.
Yeah. Mhm.
So let everyone know uh, kind of which dormant audience you would see yourself sending this to. So which segment have you
Yeah.
identified? Yeah.
So I chose the people who like messaged me and it was kind of like a they sent me one message and then I responded and they just were like okay and didn't really go on from that. And that was the bulk of those probably like 3 months ago. So I didn't really follow up or anything from that yet. So those are the people I kind of chose.
Okay. So 3 months ago,
Hmm
and
Um, um,
yeah,
yeah.
good. And you know their conversations, well, I guess you'll interchange this, was about math,
Hmm.
fact, fluency.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay, cool.
So I chose, I guess I chose the safer option.
Mhm.
Willing to change it a little bit, but yeah. So I just said, just thinking about our last conversation about math fact fluency, how's it going? And then personalize it with their student's first name if I have it. And then, like they mentioned, wanting, for their children to be able to, have fast recall. So speed and confidence, is that still a priority? I put something together that could be a great fit. I've only got 3 spots this week. Hit reply and let me know if you want in.
Okay. So well, Caitlin, Sharif, Vanessa, how do we feel about this? How do we feel reading it? Because we are your dormant audience now, Emily. So this
Yeah.
is what it's about. Us just saying, oh, did that wake me up? Okay, so we got a comment. Yeah, Vanessa likes it. Good. And also like your middle school, right? Okay, so middle school
Yeah.
parents, yeah, they can handle this. All right. Uh,
Because by the time a student hits middle school, they should have their like their multiplication facts that should be memorized. So if it's not, their kid is most likely behind um by a few years.
yeah. Okay. So I would say I would still like the inclusion if it's been a while. Let them know.
Hmm.
I didn't forget you, right? It's been a
Yeah.
while. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm very big on let's call them out in like the it's almost in like a professional call out. It's been a while. Because you said they responded to
Yeah.
you, then they kind of ghosted. So hey,
Exactly. Yeah.
what's up? Yeah, okay. Hey, parent first name, it's been a while. Just think about our last conversation. Good. Beautiful. This feels very nice, but I'm okay with you testing it out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with you testing it out. And what's our method? Is it reached out via direct message or email?
I have on some of those, I have a few for email and then I have a few for Facebook Messenger.
Okay.
So I would need to, personalize and do it manually, but I do have a smaller group, so I don't think that it would be um, super, like I wouldn't spend a whole day on it. It would
Yeah,
only probably be 30 minutes, which I
right
think could
on.
be worth it.
Right on. And these could be ideally, Emily, uh, people you get back in your ecosystem to speak about your boot.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, so send these
absolutely.
today. I say go for it.
Okay.
Send these today. If we were to be a little bit bolder, like if you see, okay, I've sent like three and not
Hmm.
really getting, then get a
Yeah.
little bit, um,
Maybe like the second, or I'm sorry, the third one on part two,
yes,
like this is your moment or
yes,
whatever.
yes,
Okay.
yeah, beautiful. Okay, well done.
Okay.
So off
Thank you.
Emily goes with her wake up campaign. Wake up, wake up. Okay, anyone else? What is oh, so Vanessa's saying, did you use the word struggling?
Ooh. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. I would say yeah, test it in.
Okay.
I find struggle like struggle sometimes. I know it's like kind of just
Yeah.
rude, but could put a parent, no, he's not struggling.
Yeah.
I use it. I do use it because it's a fact. But
It's like like
sometimes,
some, you have to know your audience.
exactly. Yeah. And how's that going for them? Puts them, I think, more in a hot seat. Yeah, tell
Hmm.
me, how is it going? Like, let them
Yeah.
make up the story of how it's going as opposed to are they struggling? Well, no, just having a few
Yeah.
challenges. Well, they're struggling, but you're not ready to admit that.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
yeah,
I
test
like
it out.
that. Okay.
Test it out. But I do like how's that going for child first name? It feels more personal. It's more That's the direct question to answer. And give me a little bit more than a yes or no. They struggling? No, they're okay now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great work. Great work. Yeah, so send this
Okay.
out, literally
Okay.
get your list together, copy and paste, and let us know.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome. Good job. Anyone else want live feedback? Let's get those dormant audiences woken up. Caitlin, Sharif, Vanessa, I know you had the parents, but same concept.
Uh, Hello.
Hi,
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I just sent a link into the chat. Let me change up let's see, the access here.
No problem. I
Uh,
don't see the link in the chat yet.
no?
No.
Oh, you know what? I mistakenly sent it to Emily by mistake. Sorry.
Yeah, I figured I'm like, it makes someone personally.
Sorry. Okay.
No worries.
There it is.
Okay, beautiful.
And kind of similar. I'm not bold at all. I'm more aloof and it's more my personality. So I typically stay away from the bold statements and I go with the more so empathy and try to be more understanding.
I understand. I
Try.
guys, I am the biggest heart on your sleeve girl you'll ever meet. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that. So even for me saying this, I'm like, wow, isn't it so interesting? But we have to, as business owners, sometimes operate in different identities for and still being true to ourselves. Like I said, our end goal is to support, work with students, and help them through a struggle or a challenge or get get to a certain transformation. So we have to adopt the authority, and sometimes we're still empathetic people, but we've got to put on the full-on captain leadership hat and say, hey, I have the roadmap you need. Come this way. As opposed to, hey, do you want to come? Like, I know I can save you, but do you want to come on this path with me? So it is like an ongoing learning for me as well, because the first thing is to lead with
Mm-hmm.
heart, but we want to make sure we're leading to with heart, but as a business owner, because it looks a
Mm-hmm.
little different. Okay, well, here we go. Sharif will tell us, what do you teach and who is your dormant audience? Where do they live?
I'm a math teacher. So I used to do Facebook ads and I would just shoot them out all over the nation. And so I have a lot of dormant audience out there. Nowadays I just focus on Facebook groups locally and I've gotten a lot better responses there. But I would shoot these to my dormants nationwide.
Amazing. And you have, what is it? Emails? What's the main?
I do. I do have. I'm gonna work on getting that AI for my email. I think that'd be great for me. I guess I would put this in the Facebook Messenger.
Okay, beautiful. Love it. So, hi, so and so. It's been a while. Just thinking about our last conversation and helping your child feel more confident in math. How's that been going? Great. And I'm just going to assume normally what they will tell you is my child doesn't have confidence in math.
Right.
That's the
Right.
main thing. Okay. I get it. Life gets busy. Uh, yeah, this is pretty good. This is pretty good.
Thank you.
Uh, what I would say, I'm just trying to think of how I would view it in a chat. It might be a little bit long for if it's a Facebook message, because I know this
Okay.
is going to come through like boom,
Yeah.
paragraph.
That
So
is true.
I would say play around like this line and this line,
Okay.
because this takes it to an extra length. Okay. So maybe if you want to interchange, okay, like half can get this and half can get this part, just even your own test and how the reignition, what worked better.
Okay.
Uh, but what are we offering them? Uh, okay, we got to give them something. So we have to give them, because right now it's just how's that been going, and then hit reply if you're curious.
Uh,
So maybe looking at sharing with them uh, what you do have available. Uh, I've got a new program. Like we got to give them something to hang their hat on.
okay.
Yeah. So following this line, how's that been going? Then we got to put if he's still finding it tricky or if he's still having challenges with the confidence, I've got a new program that's designed to crush that in a few weeks. Hit reply. Okay, because we have to give them the why should I respond?
hmm Okay.
Okay, so just bring that in and then eliminate one of them.
I get it.
Beautiful.
Mm.
And how you do your math program, Sharif, how is the structure? Is it literally,
Sorry.
yeah. Is it literally like they can start anytime or you have an enrollment?
Yeah, it's mostly one-on-one. I want to get more into the groups. Um, I have quite a bit of clients, and my time is consumed with those clients. So I want to venture into groups.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So that is then essentially you literally may only have three tutoring spots. You may be the one who actually only has three spots. Okay.
Mhm.
So still do it. Still do it. Still do
Okay.
it. You and I can book time offline about making your time more yours and for your family because
hmm
the one-to-one cannot be forever. It's
Right.
just you're one person. You want to
hmm
live. You want to live. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Good work. Yeah. So just make those tweaks and then you'll be good to go. Like start sending those off. And even I'm I'm feeling I would say remove your business name because one thing you want to not appear is as if it's a program that spit this out to them. So I'm
Okay.
trying to see, yeah, if we leave from where, but because it's going to be Facebook Messenger, I think it's okay to not put the company name because more than likely, even if they did forget, they're going to creep your page. They're going to go to
Mm,
that page that sent them this message and go, oh yeah, we did speak.
okay.
Okay, so just keeping it like as casual, conversational as possible, because that's what people are looking for. They're going against the grain of the templated. What feels templated, people are seeing right through it.
Okay.
Okay, great work here. Fantastic. Caitlin, did you want to share something?
Thank
No?
you.
You're welcome. Beautiful. Okay, so we're winding down, everyone. And Caitlin, yeah, what I encourage you to do is to, yeah, give it some more time, but look at even, because sometimes dormant doesn't even have to mean they haven't responded for a while. Maybe if you reached out to someone in the last few weeks, you didn't hear back. That's still considered dormant.
I haven't
Okay,
really heard back from anyone ever.
but have you reached out?
Hmm.
Okay, so maybe that could be a thing. And it's on Facebook?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say still craft a message. Don't forget it's reignition. Can you see that they read the message that you sent?
Hmm.
All right. So they're alive.
Okay.
They're alive. And the point is get back in their face. For you, I would say maybe you would have to take a little bit more of a bolder approach.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Just
Haven't
interrupt.
had a conversation really.
Yeah. And that can get a little bit, oops, Vanessa, I didn't forget you. That can get a little bit tricky, but the point is, it's a psychological trigger that we're going after here. Make them respond. Even Caitlin, if they say not interested, it's like, yes, you read it. Yes, you read it, and you gave me a response. That's what reactivation is about. Okay, they're
Okay.
paying attention. You are now back in their mind. Okay, Vanessa, I will read yours. Okay, Emily first. What if you had like a class that you had with open spots? Explain. Is that for Sharif? Oh, Sharif, that's for you. Yeah.
Hey, did I miss something? I'm obviously in and out. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, no worries. We
Oh,
just had Emily ask a question to Sharif, who just shared. So
oh,
we're just like giving him some ideas. Like, what if
sorry.
you
I
had a
thought you called my
class?
name. Okay.
Yeah, that you had with open slots.
Yes, thanks for asking that. Because I have a question for that. So that has been on my mind for a while, especially for the summertime or into next year for maybe year-round, excuse me, homeschool kids. So should I start off with maybe, I don't know, a survey for those for just my maybe like on the Facebook group saying like, hey, how does, a group of, who knows, 5 to 10 kids meet up in person, virtually, just because I'm not sure what would be best suitable for those kids, if that makes sense.
So Emily, you're also
Yeah,
Emily also teaches homeschool students, so she can actually
yeah.
speak to that a little. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just dropped a fo like a Google form and I kept it really like I kept my like the text really simple of like, hey, I'm offering this if you're interested. Like click the link to sign up. And I've gotten some responses and then I just use their email. I collect their email, their grade level, and how old the student is, because sometimes students are older or younger, but in a grade that doesn't correlate. So just to kind of know that. And then I just reach out via email. And since the parents completed the form, they're kind of like waiting for that response. And so, I kind of reach out and then take it from there. But I've had some success with that just really within like the past 2 weeks, I think maybe a week and a half. So, um, yeah, it's been going well. And I'd like to build them to be bigger within the next, few months or so. But for now, I'm really pleased with the progress that I've got. So,
Nice. Thanks for sharing
just
that.
yeah, just 3 kids um will, cover kind of the hourly rate that I'm doing anyway. And so, like once I get 3, then it's like, okay, we're good. So,
And then we up the prices, Emily. We don't,
yes, yes, we do.
no, yesterday's price will not be
Yeah.
today's price tomorrow.
How,
Amen.
how much you charge,
Yeah.
Emily? I've been told the same thing up my price. How much you charge, Emily?
For one-on-one hourly,
Mm-hmm.
55.
Same. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys need to connect, it looks like,
Yeah.
Emily, because there's a lot of
Yeah.
similarities going
Yes.
on. And I think sometimes it's
Yeah.
about seeing, I know sometimes as educators, the holdback is I don't know what to do, and I don't know if what I do would work. Sometimes hearing and seeing someone else has done it before, it is the motivation because it is
Hmm.
possible. And to be honest, I one-to-one tutoring, Sharif, at your level of expertise, Emily's level of expertise, Caitlin's level, Vanessa. I know actually all of you and a little bit more of your stories, but it's imagine having your evening back and you've made
Yeah.
your, I mean, you don't even have to spend the amount of hours, like working 4 hours a week, but you had your micro classes going on. It's possible.
Yeah.
It's not
Game
even
changer.
far-fetched. You have students already, Sharif, but we can make time to chat,
Yeah.
okay? Because it's like,
Yeah.
get your time back, get your time back. We're doing this for a purpose, and the purpose is a lot of it is freedom, okay? Okay, Vanessa, let me make sure I get yours. It's in the chat, so I'm just going to zoom that in for me. Hey, Julia, it's been a while. How are you doing with your child's French homework? Um, Okay, so right away, I would make the first paragraph. How are you doing with your child's French homework? If you're still finding it tricky, I've got something for you. Period. Because right now it's a lot of selling up front. So what we want to do is not give them the selling me something, but it's the curiosity that we want to pique at this stage of their reignition. Curiosity, huh? We spoke before, but like, what do you have that's different? Okay, what is it? Okay. Then you know what? To start the second line, I would say something a little bit like it's helping tons of parents um, feel comfortable in just 3 months. I've only got two spots. Like, put a number on it. Don't give it fluff. Give them. I have two spots. Either you want it or you don't. Like that kind of boldness. Don't say you want it or you don't, but putting a number on it makes it feel or triggers more urgency. There's only 5 spots. I might miss my chance if I don't respond to Vanessa right now.
Even if like that's not entirely authentic.
I mean, authenticity is where I want us to live, right? But you've had what you're saying is you have 2 spots for them to chat with you this week because it would be a call with you, right?
No, there's no calls. It's a very low ticket program. There's no calls and it's just a sales page sent to them and we discuss details and they have the access to grab it.
Okay, got it. So I only have a few spots. Okay, say a handful.
Mm-hmm.
I've only got a handful of spots left. Let me know if you want the details. Yes,
Okay.
make it much shorter. Make it punchier and shorter.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's good. And yeah, so what we don't want to do is give them, like I said, don't overload on the info. Reignition is like the wake up because they may want it when they respond. That's when discussion can actually happen. It's okay. Remind me how long will this take again? Okay, remind me, like, what's the price point? You want the conversation as opposed to they've gotten everything in one dose and then it's re-ghosting because like, oh yeah, we spoke about that already. Okay. That's awesome. Okay, so we're winding down, guys. I want to make sure that your launch checklist and timeline is clear. So after today's call, I encourage you all to finalize your reactivation message. Obviously, we had some quick, rapid feedback, just making sure that it's finalized. I challenge you, I encourage you to send it to at least 3 people today. Track immediate responses. So Facebook is cool. You can see who read it. Email is cool. You can see who opened it. And however else you're reaching out to people, try to have a tracking system like, and tell me, Elise, they responded or they read it, but they haven't responded yet. Okay. And then prepare 2 quick follow-up messages. So follow-up messages will just, I mean, you guys are more the experts in your field than me. So they might ask you a question. They might give you a thumbs up. Okay, but make sure that you're ready to continue a conversation with them. All right. And then track these metrics. Track these metrics. Open rate, response rate, number of calls booked, and then number of conversions. Okay, keeping that in mind. Data does not lie to us. And then here are some quick troubleshooting tips I want to offer all of you. If you're getting a low response, clarify your hook or urgency. Go back to your template and say, am I having people not respond? Let's work on that hook. The hook is the first thing they see. Even in Facebook Messenger, when you open your phone, that first little line is what someone will see. They don't see the whole thing right away. Okay, then they go read more. Oh, okay, right? Clarify that in urgency. If you're getting low conversions, simplify your CTA or lower friction. So reply yes, hit me with a thumbs up, like give them an action that is mindless to take. Okay? And you guys I want to hear your results. So today's takeaways are your dormant audience is actually revenue that's waiting to happen. They connected with you and friended you and joined an email list or accepted a friend request because they felt you have something that might be of interest to them. Okay, so it is revenue waiting to happen. And sometimes, guys, I know right now we are just in the spring, but just because someone is not your client today does not mean they're not your client for the summer. So get back in their faces, okay? And then personalized direct reactivation that we've done today is equal to immediate leads. When someone feels, hey, you're speaking to me, this is what has them attached to you, become leads. That will eventually become a client. Okay. So I really do hope, I know that Sharif, you and yeah, can connect on any other questions that you may have, because I think it is important, yeah, as we look at our businesses, while we are reactivating dormant clients on today's call, it is equally as important that we're designing and having our big picture and vision for our businesses in mind. Like that's the top priority. Okay, we can have 1,000 one-to-one clients and be burnt out, and that's not the vision we had for ourselves. So yeah, I will invite you to book some time with me. I will send you a link to do so. Everyone else, do not hesitate, guys. After today's workshop, I really want you to give me the feedback. Like, send me, Elise, they responded. Send me this person didn't respond. What can I change? Because the beauty of this is that now we're connected, now I'm invested, and I want to know how your reactivation campaigns work. So thank you so much, everyone, for your time. Really, really appreciate you hopping on and joining. I had a fun time, and I look forward to you waking up those dormant audiences. Thank you, and I will hang back for questions.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.